'66 at the Colbrand Job Corps Center in Colorado, working for Joe Knoll. And that's how we spent our honeymoon with Vic Walsh and his wife, Barbara. And luckily, what the Outward Bound people didn't know in those days was there was actually a chance that we might have been together a little bit before our marriage.
Don't tell.
We won't tell everyone.
Who knows?
Won't tell everyone.
Don't ask.
So we did that, and then in the summer of '66, we worked for Colorado Outward Bound, and then finally we came to Hurricane Island in 1969 after doing the famous course at North Carolina Outward Bound called NC-12, which was a group of kids from junior high school kids who were going into college. And that was an experience. We came to Hurricane Island that summer, and Perry was the first woman instructor. Sorry, Becky. 1969.
Becky!
Yeah. In the second month we were there, Perry worked as an assistant watch officer because, of course, she couldn't be a watch officer because the patriarchal society on the island. Oops. Sorry. And she wasn't allowed to go on expedition and stay overnight because that had to be left to males. So Mike Isbell was a substitute teacher on that deal. But the neat thing about those early courses was that they used to do a man overboard drill. You throw a life jacket overboard. And instead, I threw Brad Ives overboard. And he became the man overboard drill for that first course in '69. And then the next thing that happened was we did this adult course at Hurricane. We had, on that course, we had a writer, we had a medical student, and a recovering heroin addict, and, among others. And the medical student washed his hands many times a day. And there came a time during the course when there was a drill for a hurricane. There was going to be a hurricane. And it wasn't really a drill. It was a hurricane that was going to come to the island. And we sunk all the boats and one thing and another. And he looked at his watch and he said, "Now, this is just a drill, right? We'll still be able to leave in the morning on the ferry." Those days were really different. That's how it worked. Everything was programmed. You know, day 3 was a hurricane drill, or day 28, or whatever it might be. And this guy thought, "I'm going to get off the island no matter what." There was a serious hurricane coming up. And then another wonderful memory is about final expedition. We would go out, of course, in the patrol boats, and there was a boat called the MV Porcupine. Now, one of the British instructors came down when they learned that Perry, my wife Perry, and I were going to be on that boat for a final expedition, and they called it, by way of changing the lettering on it, the MV Concubine. Perry and I got on the boat in the morning and went out to sea in the MV Concubine. We chased the boat. And then another wonderful memory is going into Northeast Harbor with a group of patrol boats. And I was with Arthur Wellington Conquest III, a man of color, who was with us tonight, and I wish he was. But we pulled in there in our convoy, and the people in Northeast Harbor could not believe that there was a black man in this boat down there. And this woman came off this boat like this. And she looked just like this. The name of her boat was the Defiant. In any case, we dealt with that. Those were the wonderful years. We had a great summer there, and in the fall we returned to North Carolina Outward Bound, and all the stuff that came with it was a really great experience. So we're glad to be back with all of you.